OJ and Nicole, Will Smith and Jada, Harry and Meghan, Kim K and Kanye. These are examples of famous toxic relationships. These relationships are not healthy, they're often abusive. The drama keeps our attention until they flame out and implode in a public spectacle. Everyone has been in a toxic relationship, either in high school or college. You got hooked up with some crazy person and they had to go. These kind of breakups can be entertaining to watch, especially if you kind of don't like either party. And that's why we at the show have been popping popcorn in the anticipation for the greatest, most toxic breakup in modern American history. An abusive relationship so gross and perverse that you wonder how it could even be legal. Yep, of course we are talking about the corporate media's affair with Joe Biden. Listen to the on-air fetishizing PDA of Joe Biden by CNN.
And the contrast on display tonight was so stark. I mean, those lights that are just shooting out from the Lincoln Memorial along the reflecting pool, it's like almost extensions of Joe Biden's arms embracing America. It was a moment where the new president came to town and sort of convened the country in this moment of remembrance, outstretching his arms.
Barf. You know, this level of PDA is illegal in 21 states. Sickening. That was broadcast by CNN. CNN, of course, is known for platforming on-air sexual deviance, but the condescending snogging reached in this CNN segment with Jen Psaki is NC-17 level butt kissing. Watch.
Jen, thanks for coming on Reliable Sources.
My pleasure.
Busy summer ahead, infrastructure, election reform. What does the press get wrong when covering Biden's agenda? When you watch the news, when you read the news, what do you think we get wrong?
How can we better serve you, my queen? Queen! So embarrassing. In case you missed it, that was CNN's #1 media journalist, the keeper of the journalistic ethic at the network, handing Joe Biden's mouthpiece, Jen Psaki, a note on air saying, "Do you like me? Circle yes or yes." What a complete potato simp. This mating ritual went on and on and on. The corporate press for years, they published even love letters to Joe Biden. They wrote to each other. Watch. I mean, these headlines are just so gross. More than any other president, Joe Biden emphasized unity. Biden's unsung accomplishments are a huge deal. The American economy and the Biden boom, 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 boom. Puke. Thank God it's over. It's disgusting. Ugh. The reasons for the breakup here are very simple between Joe and the corporate media. It's not complicated. It's just like OJ and Nicole. You see, when two toxic people are in a relationship and they are both the star nebula narcissists of their own galaxies, one party is bound to backstab the other. It's a killer. Joe Biden has outlasted his usefulness in this relationship, and it's finally time for the media to sharpen the knife, get the gloves out. Remember when it was forbidden to talk about Hunter Biden's laptop from hell? All right, Russian disinformation? Well, not when you're breaking up and salting the earth. Just this week, the Washington Post editorial board called the laptop story an opportunity for reckoning, and they admit that the media was wrong to suppress the story. WAPO went on to condemn Hunter for using Joe to profit from trading overseas, just like magic. The New York Times admitted that the laptop was authentic also in a story about the ongoing federal investigation into Hunter's using his father's office for personal gain. The story used to get you kicked off Twitter. Wow, I wonder what changed. Over at the left-wing Daily Beast, a slightly less subtle "Joe Biden isn't built for this commander-in-chief thing" was the headline on one op-ed. And check out this one from MSNBC. Biden is making historic moves. It's a shame they aren't good ones. Ouch! Jeez, from MSNBC? That hurts. And it's not just in print. The long knives were out for Biden in broadcast, too. The real news switch was flipped on at America's oldest newsrooms. Watch.
Multiple sources tell CBS News that the federal investigation into Hunter Biden's business practices is broader than previously known. The probe is exploring whether the younger Biden and his associates violated tax, money laundering, and foreign lobbying laws.
Well, that's a bit of refreshing real news about the biggest political scandal in American history. Here's another segment from last week where a guest on CNN even said, "Let's go Brandon," to high praise. What?
The president just said that we just listened is true. It's also largely irrelevant. When inflation is where it's at, when you see gas prices going where it's at, we can talk about a jobs report here. We can talk about the latest PCE numbers of the CPI, and all of us former Bloomberg reporters can really get into the weeds, right? But there's one number that they can't really change right now, and that is what the placard says at the local gas station.
Yeah.
And that number is high, and that's a daily jobs report that voters, that Americans, consumers see every day, and there's nothing the White House can do about it other than bring down the price of gasoline, which is tough.
And maybe blame Putin. And this week the tagline was the Putin price hikes or something to that effect.
Look, when I drive past gas stations that say blame Putin more than they say let's go Brandon, I'll know the White House. I'll know the White House has been successful in messaging it. That hasn't happened yet.
Yikes. They're laughing. They're laughing at them. They're laughing at the administration, the people in corporate media whose only job it is to kiss their butts, just literally laughing in their faces. At ABC, now even at ABC, reporting on skyrocketing crime and the border crisis is at hand. We couldn't believe our own eyes and ears. Watch.
Violent crime in American cities remains persistently high, and there is a growing problem at the border. A record 1.7 million undocumented immigrants were apprehended last year. The numbers so far this year are dramatically higher. And this week, the CDC announced that the Trump-era rule of expelling undocumented immigrants because of COVID concerns will end in May.
Well, why is this happening? This breakup, it's nasty. It's a nasty, nasty breakup. Why is it happening? It's certainly not because our corporate press suddenly found their integrity. No, no, no. Just like any toxic relationship, Joe Biden is simply no longer useful to the relationship narcissists. Every poll shows that Biden is destroying the Democratic Party in real time and the media along with it. This relationship has always had a break the glass in case of emergency box, and that box is the Hunter Biden laptop. The OJ bloody glove of political crime evidence. It's not just that the media has had it with Biden. Kamala Harris has also had it too. That's right. The cackling is over. After Biden called for regime change in Russia, Kamala decided to not back up her boss, the commander-in-chief. Listen.
So no luck on getting you to weigh in on whether he should remain.
Well, no. Listen. Let me be very clear. Yeah. Let me be very clear. We are not into regime change, and that is not our policy.
Yeah.
Period.
Absolutely.
You know that Kamala is telling the truth when she repeats herself, right? Let me be clear. Let me be clear. The passage of time. The passage of time. Unbelievable, these people. It's Bush League, and it's embarrassing to our nation. Kamala is often seen walking in front of Biden, further embarrassing our nation, further embarrassing the office of the presidency, seeming to convey that she is the one in control, that Joe Biden is nothing. Presidential protocol experts have been aghast at this move. They've told this show that this is so humiliating. Perhaps this is why you never see Joe or Kamala in the same room together anymore. Why don't they share the stage? Well, because you get moments like this.
Please welcome Heather Kurtenbach.
In a moment.
The Three Stooges of the White House. It'd be funny if it wasn't so sad. Kamala and Joe are having a nasty public breakup, and the nasty grams are hitting the media too. Check out these headlines. Man, Biden and Kamala's relationship is in crisis. Exacerbation and dysfunction inside Kamala Harris's frustrating start. Biden's communication director blames Harris for dysfunction. Woof. Nasty breakup. Mean girl stuff. Regina George. No one wants to be in a relationship with someone as toxic as Joe Biden. The corporate press, Democrats, up and down the ticket, and his own vice president are making sure that Biden does not come back to bite them in 2024. And if there's something that we all have proof of, it's that being in a relationship with Joe Biden really does actually literally bite.
The President of the United States.
He's such a weirdo. Jill, get your rabies shot after that. America wishes it could break up with Joe Biden. We have 3 more years of this. God help us.
Because the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.